Alrighty, good afternoon. Welcome to our February Greater Triangle Vmfa meeting. If this is your first time joining us for one of these meetings, welcome. We are super excited to have you. And today's topic is education. We kind of wanted to change it up a little because that topic is so broad. So we have some panelists today that focus mostly on educational opportunities for adults over the age of 40. Which will be really great to share with everybody that we all serve in this group. I'm going to get us kicked off by sharing the objectives of what the Vmfa does. So the Veterans, Military, and Families Alliance exists to identify gaps, opportunities, and barriers in service to improve service to veterans and their family members, coordinate information on services for veterans and their families, and educate veterans, family members, and community advocates on community-based efforts and suicide prevention. Today we have two panelists with us. We have Coleton Whitaker and we have Eliza Kiser. Before we let them introduce themselves, we are going to go around the room and introduce everyone here. Please share your name, your military affiliation, and if you're representing an organization, please share that organization. I'm going to get started. I'm Landry Young. I know the screen, it says Brooke Dickhart. She's not here right now, but she'll be here in just a little bit. But my name's Landry. My military affiliation is my husband, currently serving at Fort Bragg, and I am the marketing outreach manager at the Joel Fund. And I'm going to pass it to my left.
Okay. My name is Victoria Knott. I am a family member, daughter, brother, sister, aunt of many military family members. And I have last week started my new part-time job as care coordinator for the Joel Fund.
Oh, okay. Yay.
I'm Jessica Stremo. I represent Back in the Saddle Equine Services for Heroes. I am a civilian, but am related to many service members, and we founded the organization to serve those who have served. So thank you all for your service.
Thank you.
I'm Isabella Brzezinski. I'm the Operation Art Program Manager here at the Joel Fund. My dad is an Army veteran.
Awesome. Jennifer Melton. I'm a family member of lots of different veterans in different branches. I am the Director of Suicide Prevention for Veteran Services of the Carolina.
Cool. Can't see. Hey, how's everybody doing? I'm Kevin Bryce. I'm with the Veteran Services of Carolina. I am retired Army, and I am glad to be here.
Yay, thank you. Hi, I'm Lori Lawrence. I'm Navy veteran, and I am with the Suicide Prevention Program, Veteran Services of the Carolinas.
So thank you. All right, we're going to go online. Trooper Corbett, do you want to kick us off?
Oh, we have someone out there. That's
Oh, Stephanie. Hi.
There we go. Okay, got it. Hey, I'm Elton Corbett. I'm a retired Air Force, 20-year Air Force veteran. I'm the commander of DAV Chapter 21 in Durham.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, Stephanie, go real quick.
Oh, I'm Stephanie Ursoni. I'm the program assistant here at the Joel Fund for the Operation Art Department. I come from a family full of Marine Corps veterans and active duty Marine Corps.
Yay. Okay, back online. Eliza Kiser, you can quickly introduce yourself and then we'll go more into your program.
That's great. So thank you, first of all, for having me. My name is Eliza Kiser, and I'm the director of the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, or OLLI, at NC State. And as it happens, my husband is a veteran from the Marine Corps.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, Samerica?
Hi everyone, my name is Savarika Nersu. I am the manager of support services at Moral Injury Support Network for Servicewomen, where we help the women veterans access for the healthcare, employment, education, food, shelter, and financial services through our network partners.
Thank you. Randy?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Randy Silver. I'm a Army veteran. I'm currently with NC Works Veteran Services, which provide employment resources and services for veterans.
Thank you. Yesenia?
Hi, everyone. I work for Hire Heroes USA. I'm a federal program specialist. come from a family of active duty, retired veterans, son, daughter, nephews, grandnephews, and I'm also a Marine Corps retiree.
Thank you. Craig?
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Craig Weimer, Employment Director for the Triangle with Veterans Bridge Home. I am the son of an Army veteran, and my husband has 3.5 years to go. I'm counting down in the Army as well.
Coleton?
Hi, everybody. Coleton Whitaker. I'm the Director of Programs for Older Adults Technology Services from AARP. I am the grandson of veterans on both sides of my dad and my mom, and I am, again, excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for being here. Lisa?
Hi, everyone. I am the grants manager at the Joel Fund, and I am the daughter of a retired veteran, wife of a retired veteran, and a veteran myself, all Air Force. So go Air Force.
Jill?
Let me take myself on mute. Hey guys, I'm Jill Blakeney. My husband and I are both veterans, and I am the executive director of the Mustangs and Patriots Project, which is a free equine recreational program for veterans, their families, and first responders.
Thanks, Jill. Michelle?
Hi, I'm Michelle Hainsworth, Program Coordinator for Veterans Employment Services / NC Works. I am a Marine Corps vet, and I'm also married to a retired Marine.
Thank you. LaMonica?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm LaMonica Coleman, the Community Liaison for Women Veteran Support Services. We work through 40 counties through the state of North Carolina, working with veterans who are fleeing domestic violence and/or homelessness. I am a veteran of the United States Air Force, partner to a 20-year Marine Corps vet, and my son is an Army veteran.
Thank you. Sam and/or Brenda?
This is Sam and Brenda Brubaker, United States Navy. We are representing Vietnam Veterans of America.
So welcome. Melissa?
Sorry, the mute thing gets me every time. My name is Melissa. I am the program manager of Warrior Bridge, which is a nonprofit organization based in Fayetteville, North Carolina, that supports veterans with service-connected disabilities with employment. We are based in Fayetteville, but we're able to help veterans throughout the state.
Thanks, Melissa. And Allie.
Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late. My name's Allie Anderson. I'm the community care manager here at the Joel Fund. Excited to see everybody. And sorry about the toddler in the background, who's obviously very attention seeking. So
And if today's topic will apply to him for another 40 years or so.
40.
All righty. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started with our discussion. So we're always looking for more services to share with our older veterans and family members that we serve. And we thought today would be a great opportunity to bring in some resources for education opportunities for these older adults. So I'm super excited to welcome Eliza and Coleton to this conversation. I'm going to kick off by letting y'all introduce your programs a little bit more. Eliza, would you like to go first?
Sure. So thank you again for having me. So I represent the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute at NC State. So we do non-credit education. So we're really focused on serving adults who are 50 and older, both veterans and folks that are not affiliated with the service in any way. Really, it's that age group that we're serving. Most of our members tend to be between 60 and 75 years old. And what we're trying to do is to provide a means for social connections, for intellectual stimulation, and for allowing people just to stay curious. We recognize that people likely specialized in one or two things in their careers and in their adult working lives. And so we try to put forward a really broad an expansive programming menu so that folks can explore different things that they didn't have time to be curious about while they were working, but can now sample really easily within our program. So we also are very, purposeful about wanting to make sure that folks have the ability to redefine who they want to become in their retirement years. So we think that finding that sense of purpose is incredibly important. We provide a lot of opportunities for folks to volunteer together through our program, both in the community and within our organization. So really, it's a holistic look at the person, trying to help build those social connections, find that purpose, and then stay curious.
Awesome. Thank you. That's wonderful. I'm super excited to dive more into and learn more about your program. Coleton, would you like to introduce yours?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, thanks for having me again today. My name is Coleton Whitaker. I'm the Director of Programs for Older Adults Technology Services, or OATS, being our acronym. We are a 501c3 organization founded a little over 20 years ago, really with the key goal to, really empower older adults to harness the power of technology to change the way that they age. So think back 25 years ago, technology was a little different than it is today, but nonetheless, we've been around and have been able to evolve our curriculum and programming since that time to make sure that we're keeping up with the mainstream types of technology or platforms or apps or different types of devices that older adults really need to use to remain connected, and really be able to thrive in today's digital evolving age. We about 5 years ago were invited by AARP, so the large organization, to become a charitable affiliate of theirs, in which, because of that, really allowed us to expand our reach to be much more previously regional focused to now having that whole platform through the AARP network and deliver our programming there. We do programming a bunch of different ways, but a couple ways that I wanted to mention today, one of which is through our online curriculum, which is through our seniorplanet.org. OATS is our nonprofit name, but whenever we're working with, participants or older adults or veterans or really anybody in between, Senior Planet is how they're interacting with us. And again, it's all free programming, everything from, computer basics or smartphone basics to even more mainstream types of things around AI or, how to dive into my chart. You name the topic, we have program on it, and we're all doing that in-house, and building our own curriculum and doing programming virtually through that platform. We also have in-person programming. So we have Senior Planet Exploration Centers. These are our innovation hubs where folks can come and play with robots or play with, different headsets or, you name it. But it's a really unique way for us to be engaged with the communities and allowing older adults to come in and take classes, take programs all free of charge around a particular technology topic that is of interest, or maybe something that where they want to incorporate into their day-to-day lives. We can't have centers everywhere, so that's why we also have a licensing program. So that's a program where we've been able to license all of our curriculum through a train-the-trainer model with local entities, so that way they can start delivering our Senior Planet programming locally, and of course then have the opportunity so that those organizations can deliver, any of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of topic that we have to their audience to best reflect the needs that might be unique to them. Again, we primarily serve, that AARP 50 plus, types of individuals, but of course, really technology is evolving by the day. I learned stuff from our AI programming, right? So I think, really can be reflective to anybody. And it's not just, older adults that I think can find benefit of technology programming and updates that are happening. And I should just make note, all of our efforts, whether online or in person or through our licensing program, is free of charge. So anybody that, wants to participate or learn more or be a part of the larger network, they can do that as we're speaking today. And again, it's all free.
Hey, that is wonderful. And yeah, I agree. Things with AI are changing so quickly that even I'm like, what is happening? What is this? And how do I use it? So that is really wonderful what you're doing. To get a little more specific, Eliza, while your programs are age defined, do you have any specific outreach or inclusion policies for veterans, National Guard members, reservists, or their family members?
We don't. I mean, we notice that we do have a large number of veterans in our membership. And part of that, I think I've kind of informally tied to the fact that a lot of our programming is based in history. So we do cover at OLLI at NC State, about 40% of our programming is based on history. We have a strong kind of military history line of programming. I think, you know, at OLLI at NC State, with NC State having a strong, ROTC program and, being a great campus for veterans, I've also really noticed that, a lot of times we'll interact with folks that might not want to join our program as learners, but who might be members of the military or veterans who have a story to tell. So, maybe it's just something where they're trying to find an audience for that piece of history they were a part of. As an example, right now we have a Marine Corps veteran who's teaching a class on Vietnam and the counterinsurgency. And we also have an instructor from last year who was part of, who worked at the checkpoint Charlie, and wanted to kind of tell the story of the things that he experienced there. And so, I think really it's that kind of historical connection. There's everything though is broadly open to anybody who's 50 and older.
That's amazing. Do you have more information about those that you could share with us?
Sure. Yes. So our website is ncsu, ncstateuniversity.edu/OLLI. And we regularly post our catalog there. We offer about 200 programs a year, divided into 3 different semesters. And, our programs change all the time. We're always working towards a goal of about 80% brand new programs every semester. So we're really looking to give different people a different platform, different way to tell their story, different way to share their expertise. And, then to keep members interested and able to explore as many different topics as they might want.
That's fantastic. And for anybody on this call or in the room, I'll include these links in our follow-up notes, so you'll get this. Let's see. Coleton, do you know of any special inclusion policies for veterans or family members or even outreach efforts?
Specifically to OATS, I mean, I think for us, we, it's a free program accessible by, really anybody. So although we do partner through our licensing program with local, chapters, whether it be like, veterans groups or, military and veteran caregiving groups, we really, spread the gamut as it relates to how broad our programming can be. We've also gotten to the point where we have worked with local, for example, in Texas, we worked with a local caregiving organization that was specifically wanting to dive into one particular app to help them better engage with their local VA. So we helped build curriculum with them so that way we could then, train the trainer so then they could better incorporate and utilize the app that the VA and the other folks locally were using, and then therefore, be able to spread the word and continue that path forward. So, we don't have any restrictions as it relates to the programs we're offering. Again, all of our things are both virtually and in person, and spreads the gamut from things that are more health and wellness focused or like my chart or other things like that, to then also things that are more specific to like AI or how folks can better understand images that might be manipulated through AI. How can we start, teaching folks some telltale signs related to that? And of course, we recognize that scam and fraud prevention is a major impact for all of us, right? And even more so for folks who are getting older. So that's a huge piece of every type of programming that we're doing, is just making sure that folks are remaining safe and aware of how they can best utilize technology in safe ways to as they're utilizing in their day-to-day lives. So I don't know if that fully answers your question, but we don't have any restrictions as it relates to the works that we're doing. And I think the more the merrier, even as it relates to some of the more specific partnerships that we've been able to do with some veteran and caregiving organizations.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm glad that you brought up the scam and fraud prevention. If anybody attended this is a year ago, this was our coffee connection in February. We brought out NCDOJ to host a fraud and scam prevention class. And it was so informative, but I feel like we need to host another one because there are some scams out there that are so believable. It is scary. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Eliza, what does the onboarding process like? How does somebody enter your program?
Sure. So unlike OATS, we are a fee-based program. So we're a self-supporting arm of NC State. There are, just so that you all know, just depending on where you are, there are 124 other OLLIs across the US. And there are 4 of us in North Carolina. So UNC Wilmington has one, Duke has one, and then UNC Asheville also has one. And so I think what you will discover whenever you look at the network of OLLIs is that to know one OLLI is to know one OLLI. We're all slightly different. And so what I'm telling you only really applies to OLLI at NC State, but certainly go and seek out the OLLI community in the area that's closest and most convenient for you. So to get involved with our OLLI, I honestly just recommend a call to our office. That's the easiest way to get connected. We have a membership model, and then people purchase as many or as few classes as they want a la carte. So our membership runs for an academic year from July 1 to June 30th. On July 1, it's $60, and it does prorate down through the year all the way to $25 for summer semester, just based on how much of our programming has taken place. You purchase the courses that you want a la carte. They range typically from $15 to $55, although occasionally we'll have something that's a longer term class that has a higher cost. Anyone can apply for financial assistance to participate in our classes. And we're fortunate to be able to provide financial assistance through the generous donations of our other members. So really just calling our office, letting us know what your goals are so that we can make sure that we have spaces available in the classes that you're looking for. Our goal is to help people connect with the programming. We don't want you to have to purchase a membership if there's no space available in the class that you were looking for. So just that first phone call is the way that I'd recommend folks get connected with our OLLI. You can also go online to our website that I shared earlier. We have a page where you can request our catalog. We mail those out 3 times a year, and that's a good way to get acquainted with our program.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. All right, Coleton. How does somebody get involved with your services? Is it more of if it's an exploration center, is it a walk-in? Do they have to register? Could you explain more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I should make note that, OATS is a charitable affiliate of AARP. So we are a part of the larger AARP enterprise. However, what makes us unique as a standalone 501c3 is you do not have to be an AARP member to be able to access all of the services that we have. So just wanted to make that very clear, because all of our services are free, where we recognize, we know that as part of our parent, it has a membership base that is fee. So to be able to access our programming, if you wanted to join virtually, you could get on right now to seniorplanet.org. I'm sure there's quite a few classes that are happening as we're speaking today. That's done free over Zoom. Anybody can just click into those and join those as they will through seniorplanet.org. If you want to come in person through our Senior Planet Exploration Centers that might be locally to a particular area where somebody would want to come in, they can do a walk-in. We'll have folks at the front desk who can greet them, who can enroll them in the types of programming that might be unique to them. Some folks come in and they just simply, want to hang out. That's another option too. Maybe they're less interested in, the multi-week computer-based programming that we might have, or that, smartphone or AI, you name it. But they can come in and they can get registered there. And then similarly through all the different affiliates or license locations that we have, which I know we have quite a few in North Carolina as well. Again, you can go through our website, you can put your address in and say, oh, cool, that local library is a part of the Senior Planet, program. They're 2 blocks away. Then you can also get looped in that way. And there's contact information for those points of contacts who lead those more localized affiliate relationships. And then the last thing I'll say is anytime you have any questions on any of that type of stuff, we have a free toll-free hotline that's for older adults to call, and I can put the link in the chat for any types of support that they might need. Sometimes it's simply, hey, I want to know who does this programming in this zip code, and we can work with them through our hotline to figure out how they best can align with the local the Senior Planet affiliate that's nearby. Or they also do tech support. So we have a lot of folks who are like, hey, I'm locked out of my email. I don't know what's going on. We'll walk people through how to fix their email or how to maybe reset that, or to get access to Zoom, or folks have issues with their smart TVs all the time. Like our agents can really help through the whole tech support gamut, and being able to get folks hopefully to address their needs that are more specific to those types of examples, as opposed to if it's hardware or something else that we would maybe recommend them going to, an AT&T, a Verizon, a Best Buy, or again, whatever that might be. But nonetheless, most of our agents can support in real time. And a big piece of that is they can call that number and just simply get plugged in to any of the programs that I mentioned. And that's an easy way in, again, all free to take part of.
That's fantastic. Okay, yeah, we'll include all of that in the follow-up email. I wish we had known about that support when we were trying to fix the TV just a little while ago. Brooke just hopped in. Brooke didn't see us struggling with the TV when it turned off. Okay, let's see. Eliza, so you mentioned that there is financial assistance available for your classes. Are there any military specific scholarships or discounted? Are there anything special for those that are military connected?
Nothing special for a military connection. So the same systems apply to everybody.
Okay, perfect. And how do they access that financial assistance?
Sure. It's just a call to our office, and we'll send you the link for the form to fill out. And it's a quick and easy application, and we always award it. So,
that is wonderful to know. Thank you. Okay. All right, well, y'all have answered most of my main questions. Now we get to the part where we kind of talk as a group about the barriers and gaps in services that we've seen. So either of y'all can answer this now. Do you see any specific barriers such as a digital divide, social isolation, or PTSD related learning challenges that you've observed in the older veteran population that we can work to resolve together?
I mean, I can jump in here. I think, the digital divide is huge, especially when it comes to veterans in rural spaces where they're expected to possibly, access telehealth or other aspects But if there's simply a lack of either devices or connectivity or, or the literacy to be able to utilize the platforms that's being asked of, then we're not serving the folks that we need to in effective ways. So I think it's, there's a lot of layers in that, right? You need to have a device, you need to have the literacy to be able to use said device, and then you also need the connection to be able to access, let's say, whatever might be needed for the types of applications that they may be wanting to utilize, right? So I think those three areas around literacy, access devices, and then the connection are major barriers, I think, across the board. And you really need all three of those to be effective users to really bridge that digital divide for folks who need it.
Yeah,
That's very
and I
true.
think I'll echo what Colton's saying. Really, if you think about it, we're serving such a large age group. Definitely somebody who's in their 60s needs different support than somebody who's in their 80s or 90s. And so, and certainly the access to technology, and the access not only to devices, but to broadband, really, it's so variable. It's a very individualized set of problems, unfortunately, which makes it harder to deal with as a group.
Yeah, are there any other, for those that are just participating, are there any other barriers or gaps that y'all have seen when it comes to education in this topic? Oh, yeah, Yesenia.
Hi, part of what we do at Higher Heroes USA is career services. So a lot of older veterans, at least for my part, I do the federal side of the house only, is trying to walk them through how to use USA Jobs. And a lot of times it's like, can I just give you my username and password? And, can you just help me? And it's really, really hard. I know when I was unemployed many years ago, I worked or I volunteered for something very similar where they had a course on adult training, how to use the basics of computer. This is how you put your fingers. This is how you turn it on. So how, if there have been talks about probably bridging that gap, because and I'm just going to throw it out there because I see NC Works. I love NC Works and what they do and how they have a computer system. I'm a very big advocate of NC Works. But then also with your courses, Coleton in Oaks, maybe trying to, or any libraries that can help them through just like job application. That was from my side of the house. Have you all seen or done anything like that? Or is there anything available for that?
Yeah, so I mean, from our end, we do have classes and program that do align a little bit with some of the more like workforce development or types of things like that. It's in our aspects, it's a little bit broad. So it's everything from helping folks update their resumes or, having the proper skills with, Google Docs so that way they can update, the resumes that might be appropriate. Similarly with Zoom, like so many job interviews are often on Zoom, but if folks really don't know how to, access Zoom, which for us, it might seem pretty basic, they're already at a barrier when they're trying to get onto their job interview and then they simply can't. And then for whatever reason, they might have missed the time for them. And then there's a ton of, sub layers within that. We do not have a program related to USA Jobs, but I love that idea. So I want to bring that back to our education team because again, we create all of our curriculum in-house. And I do think that that is one at the federal level, a huge, well, the source as it relates to how folks can apply to those types of jobs that are available. And it is a very difficult and clunky website as somebody who's experienced it before. So yeah, I mean, I think within that, we're constantly trying to create new programs that directly benefit those. And I think that's a really prime example of a need that could be filled.
That was a wonderful question, Sonia. Does anybody else want to ask anything specific to our panelists? About anything at this point?
And I'll just pinpoint too, because we were going in the chat a little bit. Yesenia and I were about the language, aspects. I think that's so important. To have those opportunities for Spanish-based programming or even some of the other languages that folks tend to either prefer to learn from or maybe speak in their own households. And I think we have several different language offerings across our programming and curriculum, but there's probably more that we as an organization could be doing there to even address more so. And I think our tech support agents also are diverse in all of the different language offerings that I outlined in the chat, which again, I think is valuable for families collectively, when they're, home together to be able to have support in the language or in the opportunities that are appropriate for them.
So in addition to the federal, in our clientele, we're a national nonprofit, so we service not only nationally, but those that are overseas. And many of our service members do get married to foreigners. So some of that clientele, it is Spanish and they only speak Spanish. We have one of those that can take a civilian, they're not even resumes, but talk to them in Spanish and translate it into English so they can have something because they don't understand. So being able to walk them through, hey, if you want to learn how to speak English, just to get a basic job, and I bring up the story about a client where she didn't even know how to say hello, and she got a job at Dunkin' Donuts at the back end making donuts, and she moved up to assistant manager learning English and at least the basics. So that was an awesome story. So I love that you do offer that.
If you don't have great eyes and you can't see the tiny text up there, Coleton said that they have no, I was looking at all the way in the back. Coleton said that they have programs in English, Spanish, Chinese, and Vietnamese, and a few others, which is amazing. That's awesome. Does anybody have any other questions for our panelists?
I have a question for Coleton concerning their hotline. Is that manned 24/7?
It's not manned 24/7. It's Monday through Saturday. I believe it goes 9 to 8 p.m. Is the timetables, and then Saturday's slightly modified that I believe is only open 5 hours, so like 9 to 3 or something around those lines. But if you call, you can leave a message, and then they'll take back up the list the moment that they get back online. So they'll call you back around whatever you may have called about. And then a sub layer to that is then you can also schedule Zoom one-on-ones. So if the topic is a little too complex just to figure out over the phone, maybe our hotline agent will be like, hey, maybe let's hop on Zoom. We'll schedule this time so we can actually screen share together so we can walk through, whatever the appropriate fix might be needed. Again, just an added layer that they're able to support with.
Good question. Anything else? All right, well, I want to thank our panelists for joining us. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, and now at this point, we'll kind of open it up to announcements and events from any of our partners in the room. If you have something coming up, please share it, drop a link to the registration in the chat, send me the flyer, all that good stuff. But now you get to share that.
Hey, it's Jill with Mustangs and Patriots. We've got two things coming up. We're working with the Person County Saddle Club, and they're going to be having a horse expo on Sunday, March 22nd from 12 to about 5. Anybody for the first 30 veterans stopping by my table, I'll have a table there for Mustangs and Patriots and some games and some shirts and stuff. I'll be providing them with a coupon to get a free lunch at the concession stand, but it's a free event. It's going to be very family friendly. Like I said, the only thing you're gonna have to pay for is your food, unless your veterans come by and see me first, you get a free one. But if you have some time on your hands that day, you want to learn more about horses, meet some horse owners, maybe get involved and learn more about them after the event, I suggest you come. And then the second event is going to be on April 25th, and I'll have a flyer for the next call. We're having our 4th annual Morning with the Mustangs for Women Veterans. It's a free event for women veterans. We provide lunch. Right now, we've got the fairy hair lady, the manicurist, the chair massage lady, drum for change, and possibly sound therapy as events for that day. As soon as I get the Eventbrite registration set up, I'll make sure that goes into the next call in the comments section. So mark your calendars. You know, some women veterans, please let them know about us. It's a really great way to make new friends and be in an environment where you have a shared experience.
Is that the Mustang horses or the Mustang cars?
Oh, it's the Mustang horses. Giddy up. But if you have a Mustang car, please feel free to bring it.
You have to drive there.
Yeah. Okay.
And Joel Fund will be there too. We're excited to do an art activity.
Yay! Yes, we're gonna have an art class with the Joel Fund.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah. Well, I'll share that the Operation Art program through the Joel Fund provides low cost art classes and workshops for veterans and their families. And our spring session 2 will start March 9th. So registration is open now. You can head to our website and see all the classes and workshops we have scheduled and upcoming. Got some cool things on the books, so excited to see you in the studio or virtually, because we've got some virtual classes too. So if you have any questions, just let me know. And we're doing so many other things, but that's what I wanted to share.
Anything else going on? Allie?
I have a couple events I put in the chat. This is Craig with Veterans Bridge Home. We have a coffee networking event on the 26th. It's just very low key. Dropping your kids off to school, stop in for a coffee or on your way to work. We had a lot of people requesting us to do that in Apex, so we're gonna try it over there now. But we've been doing those for about 6 months now, different areas around the triangle. Um, and then the other event I posted was March 26th. We have a mental health first aid training that's free and lunches provided. It's a really great training. Highly recommend folks. It is not just veteran focused, it's focused on anyone that might need to provide initial care and concern support to those that are dealing with a lot of stuff. So that's a great training coming up in the Triangle as well.
Thank you. Allie?
This is more of a personal than a professional update, and some of y'all may know this already, but I am very, very pregnant. And I am due next week, so this will be my last VMFA for a little while. I'm planning to be back sometime in April. There are some continuity plans for ongoing casework and vessel assistance, and I'll be sending out an email to those partners sometime this week. It's just letting everyone know, where to send those referrals to and who to expect to follow up with all of that. And if y'all have any questions, let me know.
Yay! Okay, and then Allie dropped something in the chat from Dave Rakes. NC for Me is hosting a Career Connections event on February 19th. And I will ask him if he has a registration link or flyer about that. Awesome. Thank you, Jill, for adding those links. Other things from the Joel Fund, on February 21st, on that Saturday, we are hosting our next recon event. It is on employment. So we are going to have lots of resources and a great conversation, and it'll take place in this room. On February 25th is our next Veterans Coffee Connection, in person and virtual. And then my last announcement is that on March 4th, we are going to be at the Governor's Working Group SMVF Summit, doing a big art activity with all of the people. If you can see somewhere on the top bar, there's a tree by to the left of the TV if you're looking at my screen. And we're gonna be doing kind of a collaborative art activity revolving around that, and that's all the information you get for now. But we're really excited to bring that to their group. Our next VMFA meeting is going to be on March 10th, and it will be focusing on social enrichment. So we hope to see y'all all again for that one. And if you have any questions in the meantime, please let me know. I'll be sending out our follow-up notes here in the next couple hours or tomorrow. And you can reply to that if you have any questions after you get that too. All right. Oh yeah, Allie dropped a note about our recon. Our recon is not a career fair. It is just a connection event and networking opportunity to talk through employment services and veteran employers. All right, if we don't have any other notes or comments, we are going to say goodbye. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Hope you have a good afternoon.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's maybe, we're gonna be this number. I don't have people, but I'll be.